How's it going, class? We are here in week 14, and in continuing to catch up with some of the feedback that I've owed you and some grades. This week I'll be working on Discussion Forum 4. So let's get into it. This one was on first episode psychosis. So I'm going to read the question and then give a summary of the answers. I read everybody's responses. And actually, before I get into that, I wanted to apologize for this week's lack of directions. So there was the question, but it did not, as it usually does, instruct you how many comments to make on other students and when the comments and stuff are due by. So I apologize. That was just something omitted in the pass off from myself to Dr. Spagnolo when I was out. Um, I was hoping for two. It seems not everybody gave me two, so I'm only going to, because it was not clear, I will be only requiring one response this week in order to get full credit. People that didn't do any, that's really not that's not really allowed. You will lose points for that. I've never had a discussion forum, I don't think, where we did not comment at least once on our peers. However, with the lateness issue, I do apologize as well in terms of not having due dates. So if you didn't post a comment and you lost credit, you want to do it, go ahead, post your comment, and then send me an email and let me know that you did so I can check it and adjust your grade. So the question this week was, in the first episode psychosis lecture and associated PowerPoint and reading, you learned about the benefits and challenges of first episode psychosis programs. Choose and describe one benefit or outcome from participation in an FEP program and one barrier. All right, so let's talk about the benefits first. We like to be strengths focused. So FEP programs, just in no particular order, can offer hope for individuals, especially at a time when it might be very confusing, having just experienced psychosis for the first time. There might be a lot of despair, and being able to offer hope is great. A closer collaboration. Usually it's a smaller treatment team than they would be getting otherwise, so that allows for more tight-knit relationships to be built and better rapport to be gotten at a quicker pace. There is an emphasis on family psychoeducation. There's an emphasis on relapse prevention. Some people noted some of the outcomes. People said that it reduced hospitalizations and improved psychosocial functioning. Another person noted that it was a pretty dignifying way of addressing the disability, and I agree with that. And then the last thing is somebody noted that it taught shared decision making and viewed that as a positive. So all those, if you had those included in your materials, great job. Those are some wonderful benefits and outcomes associated with participation in first episode psychosis programs. Some of the barriers. So these were, I think, for some people a little bit more challenging to come by, but people did fairly well. There was no inpatient component. That is an interesting one, and I do think that would be as promised to be addressed. A few people noted that you still have to want it. That uh, you know, stages of change is not something that you still have to abide by it. And if the person is more of a pre-contemplative stage, there's really no treatment that's going to work, this one or other. So you might use motivational interviewing and tactics then to hopefully get that person to a stage of change that's more likely going to result in change. Um, there are not many first episode psychosis programs in the United States yet. Lack of consistent family support. Sometimes they don't understand. Sometimes they're not accepting. We've discussed family and their relationship, for better, for worse, in other courses as well. So this should not be a surprise. Diagnostic problems. So if the person doesn't have an accurate diagnosis, it could lead them down the wrong road to treatment. It may not be suited for everyone, and that is any kind of intervention. Homelessness, might be hard to reach them. Geared towards younger people, since younger people are more likely to experience their first episode, then it usually happens when people are young rather than later in life. There might be an unfilled gap there for the people that are older, say 40 and older, and experiencing psychosis for the first time. Not enough staff trained in the practice, so that was one that a number of you noted. And finally, insurance issues. So problems with being able to bill for the service. It's, again, kind of cutting edge, and a lot of times, sometimes it's, at least as Dr. Thompson talked about, it's in research stages. So hopefully you guys had some of those in your answers, and if you didn't get a chance to make a comment that week and want to get one in, do it by Sunday. It's Monday, so do it by the end of the week, and send me an email just letting me know. Hope we'll see you next week. Take care.